washed away. Homes, roads, bridges, and hundreds of people. Trees uprooted, and swathes of tea plantations destroyed. The result of multiple landslides in the Wayanad district of Kerala in southern India, after weeks of heavy rain.
We lost everything, my house and my car. In a second, we lost our means to earn a living. We have lost everything now.
Thousands of people have nowhere to go and are wondering about missing friends and family. Search and rescue operations have accelerated thanks to a newly built bridge and a reduction in rain. And while hopes for survivors are dwindling, some have been found alive. Now concerns are turning to a possible secondary disaster. Hundreds of people are still missing, believed to be buried under the debris, livestock too, and authorities are worried about the spread of disease if the bodies aren't recovered.
We cannot let this disaster lead to another disaster, an epidemic. We have to avoid the spread of an epidemic at all costs.
Meanwhile, up north, in Himachal Pradesh, there are similar scenes. Cloudbursts drenched 3 districts, causing flash floods that damaged houses, schools and hospitals.
A huge incident occurred in which many of our relatives died, so we are going back to their homes for their funeral.
Around 100 pilgrims who were in the foothills of the Himalayas had to be rescued. The state government deployed dozens of emergency response teams and ordered schools and universities closed as a precaution. Extreme weather events have become more frequent in India in recent years. In 2018, flooding in Kerala killed nearly 500 people, and a construction boom has increased the probability of landslides during the monsoon season. But scientists say climate change is to blame, increasing flooding across the whole country, devastating the environment and with it the livelihoods of many, particularly the poorest.
Super Typhoon Yagi, Asia's strongest storm this year, made landfall on the coast of China's Hainan province on Friday, bringing gusty winds and heavy rain that forced schools to close for a second day and canceled flights in the South China Sea. Typhoon Yagi made landfall in southern China on Friday, forcing more than 1 million people to evacuate, closing schools and businesses, disrupting transportation, and raising alarms about the risk of landslides and flooding. Yagi, one of the strongest storms of 2024, made landfall on the island province of Hainan at 4 p.m. local time, according to the China National Meteorological Center. The storm had maximum sustained winds of 144 miles per hour, equivalent to a Category 4 hurricane, according to the U.S. Navy's Joint Typhoon Warning Center. The center said the storm was the strongest to hit Hainan in a decade. Guangdong, Hainan, and Guangxi provinces have raised their emergency response to the highest level, warning residents of the risk of landslides and flooding. international task forces have been dispatched to Guangdong and Hainan to help prepare for the severe weather. State media reported that more than 410,000 people in Hainan and 670,000 in Guangdong had been evacuated due to the storm. Hainan authorities asked residents to stay home and ordered the closure of all non-essential businesses, markets, public transport, schools, and tourist attractions. Guangdong's transport department closed 6 highways and a major bridge linking Hong Kong, Macau, and Zhuhai. In Hainan, Haikou Meilan International Airport canceled all flights scheduled for Friday. The storm passed through Hong Kong, injuring 9 people and forcing the stock market to close on Friday. The Hong Kong Observatory warned of strong winds and urged people to stay away from the coast. Yagi, which killed at least 16 people in the Philippines earlier this week, became a super typhoon after an extremely rapid period of intensification in the South China Sea, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center said. The center defines a super typhoon as a tropical storm with winds of 150 miles per hour or more in the western North Pacific.
No, vabbè. Amo, vai di là, chiudi. Sai che guarda. Sì, molte. Sai che guarda, oh. Rồi mi đéo yên lìa. Xíu chỉ lìa. Quay nghe trả nó không đâu.
Yagi was the most severe storm to hit Hainan since 2014, when Typhoon Ramasun hit the island province as a Category 5 tropical storm. Ramasun killed 88 people in Hainan, Guangdong, Guangxi, and Yunnan, and caused more than 44 billion yuan, 6.25 billion, in economic losses.